Hi, welcome to Galactic Jamie. I'm Jamie. Each week I come on here to talk about outer space and something new I'm trying with my nails. So, if you're a super space nerd like me, or if you love nail polish, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now so you don't miss any of my videos. Since we've just entered into a new year, I wanted to talk about how do we measure a year? How do we know how long a year is? How do we measure a year? So, a planetary year is measured by how long it takes a planet to do a complete orbit and rotation around the sun. As we learned early on in education, a year on Earth is 365.256 days. But I was really curious, how long is a year on other planets? So obviously, because of the way we measure a year, the planets that are closest to the sun have the shortest years, while the planets farthest from the sun have the longest years. So if we wanted to look at the other planets' years based on our number of days, Mercury, which is closest to the sun, their year is 88 days. Then you have Venus, which they're closest to us in the number of days their year is, because their year is 225 Earth days. And then you get to Mars, and theirs is 687 days. Then you jump to Jupiter, which is 4,333 Earth days, which is basically 11.8 Earth years. Saturn is 10,759 Earth days, or 29.5 years. Then you have Uranus, which is 30,687 Earth days, or 84 years. Then you have my favorite planet, Neptune, which is 60,190 Earth days, or 164.9 years. Holy crap. That's a really long year. One thing I found super interesting about the length of time a year is, like on Uranus, for example, is that their seasons would be completely different than ours. So if you were to divide up their Earth years by kind of similar to our seasons, a season on Uranus would be 20 years. So like, imagine how cool it'd be to experience like fall or spring or one of those really great seasons for 20 years. I mean, I would love that. But I also wouldn't want to live through a summer or a winter that's 20 years long. I mean, in Florida, it feels like summer is about 20 years long, but I can't imagine actually having to live through a summer that is that long. Obviously, though, the seasons and temperature and climate on these planets are completely different than ours, so it's not really comparable. But just thinking about it, it's just really interesting to me personally. So with all that being said, I think the length of our year on Earth is basically kind of perfect. It's not too long, but it's also not too short. I mean, I can't imagine celebrating New Year's or birthdays every 29.5 years like they do on Saturn. I mean, I would have just turned 1 if I lived on Saturn. I think the year on Earth is really great, and I think we should keep it the length it is. Just saying. Now, let's move on to the nail portion of today's video. Today, I wanted to try out doing a glitter gradient. I haven't done a full nail glitter gradient before, so I wanted to try it out, and let's get to it. So I always start all of my manicures with a clean, dry nail, and I use a base coat. Today I'm using the Orly Bonder base coat. Once I've applied the base coat to all my fingers, I let it dry for about a minute or two, just so it adheres to the nail well. Now I'm going in with the lightest color of my gradient, and I'm going to put it on my whole nail. The lightest color I'm using today is Cupcake Polish's Blue Lagoon. This is such a beautiful color. I love it. When you're doing a gradient, it's normally best to start with the lightest color, or you can even do like a base coat color of like white, or if you're going for a really dark gradient, you could do even black, just to give a really good base for the nail polish. And since I wanted to do a full glitter nail polish, I figured I would go in with Queen Frostine for my base and let that just be the base for the manicure itself. So after the first coat is dried, I go back in with a second coat just to make sure it's the opacity is really good and that it completely covers the nail. After applying the second coat, I applied Orly's Second Dry Quick Dry top coat. Once that is completely dry, I use Peween's latex tape, which is a liquid latex, and I use that around my nails just to keep the glitter and the nail polish from sticking to my skin when I do the glitter gradient portion. It just makes it a lot easier for cleanup. As you'll see in the next videos, it saves you a lot of time. So once that's dry, you'll see as it dries, it turns this darker pink color, so you know when it's fully dry. So you have to wait for that to fully dry before you can do the next step. So for the next step, I chose Cupcake Polish's Queen Frostine and Starrily's Diamond Rain. So those are going to be the two colors I'm using for the gradient. And all I used is that's just a makeup sponge that you could find at the store, that I just cut it in half because I had already used part of it for a different thing I was doing. But you just take the lightest color first and put it on the bottom, and then the darker color and put it up top. And once that's applied on the sponge, go ahead and pick it up and you just dot it on your nail and just kind of press on it, and you can kind of move it around to get it where you want it and to make it look the way you want it to. That's what's really easy and fun about doing it this way, is you could really, you have a lot of control over where you want the polish to be and where you want the glitter to be. Once you have it the way you like it, just use some tweezers and peel off the liquid latex. You want to peel it off before the polish is fully dry, or else when you peel it up, it's going to peel the polish with it. But as you see, that saves so much time for me cleaning up. Glitter polish is so hard to clean up on the fingers, so I love using liquid latex for that. So now I'm going to be going in on my second finger to do the process again. And all those little bits that were left behind after peeling up the liquid latex, I just go ahead and use a cleanup brush and some acetone and just clean it up. And it's really simple to do. And now is the best part. You add the top coat, the Orly Second Dry Quick Dry top coat, and it really just makes the whole gradient look amazing. Normally, certain like nail art, for example gradients, or when you're doing Galaxy nails, they look kind of funny until you put the top coat on. But once that top coat goes on, it just makes the whole look come together, and it is absolutely beautiful. I am so impressed with these polishes and how well they blend together and look together on the nail. They give me really like Elsa vibes from Frozen. I just love them, and I'm really happy with how my first full nail glitter gradient turned out. Like I said, that was my first time doing a full nail glitter gradient, and I am super stoked about how it turned out. I'm a huge sucker for blue nail polish, so having the full nail glitter gradient all in blue colors just is really cool to me. I thought it was really great for winter. You know, it's kind of icy and reminds me of like Elsa from Frozen or something like that. So if you try doing a glitter gradient at home, please tag me and let me know. I would love to see what you've done. So if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. I hope you all have a stellar week. Bye!